But like in theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
Hey everybody, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Woo-hoo-hoo! Pulsechain, the day after. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but it's pretty ballistic, let's say. No pun intended. We're also going to talk about the Stax launch in the Titanix ecosystem. Pretty awesome. Another utility, a buying utility there. It's going to be interesting to see how that ramps up in terms of buy pressure. We saw originally Element 280 was very effective. I think it was back in October. It's going to be fun. Let's get into it. We've got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Mafia as well. Update on that. That's going to be deferred launch, given, I don't know, the event yesterday, let's call it. And of course, which was quite old as well. I mean, that stuff had been around for a while, several months, if not beginning of the year, around stuff like that with Richard. So let's get into it. Don't forget to get in the chat, make it lively. That's what it's all about. We've got Hexvader in the house there. Howdy, folks. Good to see you, Hexvader. Hope you're doing well. And we've got Brendan in the house as well. Morning, Superman and family. Big shout out to Brendan and Wookie yesterday. Came onto the show. Did a special collab there. It was a lot of fun, as usual. All right, let's get into it. And bam. Let's go to the markets. We've got Bitcoin at the moment, 95,500, down 1.9%. Bitcoin dominance at 56%. Ethereum at the moment, $3,282, down 1.5%. Man, how times have turned. Like with the greatest performing asset class, which is crypto, you obviously got to go with the volatility at the same time. For me, this is a little bit of a bear trap on the way to the Christmas run, which could be within a day or two. Like it could be not be far away at all in terms of the Christmas and New Year rally that we're expecting. So altcoin, of course, season beginning. We've got BNB down 2%, $650. Solana down 0.25% at $181. ADA down 2.2% at 88 cents. XRP down 1.5% at $2.20. Tron down 0.1% at 24 cents, I should say. Those are our leaders. We've got Litecoin there down 1.7%, just below $100 at $99.56. So those are kind of our leaders at the moment. Don't really talk about BCH and stuff down there because they're all way down the bottom there. BCH. Let me know in the chat if you're holding some BCH. All right, let's move on to a Bitcoin chart. This is our chart, and it's been playing out very well. As you guys know, this is our prediction chart, and look at it. It's been beautiful. And, of course, we front run a little bit early, getting into this 90 to 100K mark. Went all the way up on the 17th of December. We got up to 108,388. Remember that number, 108,388. We're now having this little pullback, which we've seen before this time of year. We had a beautiful little bounce back here with the butterfly doji, normally a bullish doji there back on the 20th of December. We bounced right off the 50-day, which was pretty nice there. And, of course, sometimes we can retrace a little bit down to this mark. At the moment, we are at, what do we got the price there? 95,358 here on Coinbase. Looking beautiful for that next power move up. Like I say, next couple of days could see a nice little pivot there. On the way to that Christmas, New Year rally. Obviously, we are getting close to Christmas, only a couple of days away. Let's see here. So still got the top of the range, 120, but definitely looking potentially well before the end of the year, 110K. 110K, kind of the bottom of the range there is what we're expecting now. This is 100,000 right here, but we're expecting around 110 to be minimum target on that rally from Christmas into New Year's Eve, let's say. All right, so that's looking very, very cool. Obviously, we're getting closer to the Trump inauguration, and it couldn't come soon enough, right? Couldn't come soon enough given all the geopolitical risks around the world, and there's a lot of countries in turmoil, not just the Middle East, not just Eastern Europe, but Western Europe as well. So, and we've got North Africa's got a lot of carnage over North Africa. No one talks about it, of course, because it's out in the desert, a lot of it. But there's a lot of bad stuff happening in North Africa. 28 days ticking away. Tick tock, time to rock, as we say. That is where we are on that. So let's jump over to the Bitcoin returns. Unfortunately, we've gone negative at the moment. So we've got huge upside for December potentiality. And where are we? We're at the 22nd, 23rd of December. So we've got a good week to go. And we're down 1.5%. Now, remember last year we had 12% gain. Previous halvings and stuff like that, we had 47%. 2020 and 2017 we had 38, 39, 30%. So let's see if we get a radical turnaround, as I'm expecting in this Christmas rally. So a little bit of a bear trap for me is the narrative. And let's see where we end up in December the 31st, New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Eve. Now, Bitcoin halving chart there, just ticking away. We're waiting for the big banana part, right? So we go back to 2012. We have obviously two big banana moves. 2016, as the market's maturing. Remember, the market's maturing as we go forward, and adoption has increased dramatically. We're waiting. That is the banana part for the 2016 halving, and of course we've got that big move there. So that's what we're looking for. And of course, back here in 2020, we had the big banana move there. That's what we're looking for, and we can see it's slowly creeping here. And I think we're just on that last little bear dip following the 2024 halving. For the big run. Now remember, we've got everything lining up this year. Unlike previous Bitcoin halvings years, we've got everything lining up. We've got the Bitcoin ETFs, the Ethereum ETFs, top tier crypto ETFs. We've got sovereign states now jumping in, the Bitcoin US strategic reserve potentiality coming in the future. Obviously, it's a pass through Congress and that changed the act. We've got other sovereign states accumulating Bitcoin. And we've also got, what else? We've also got not just Bitcoin, but we've also got a lot of stuff happening with the corporates. We saw that Michael Saylor from MSTR has got top tech companies now wanting to include that in the portfolio, as well as superannuations. And so that's just the beginning of a process that will take multiple years to play out as big companies and sovereign states take on more crypto. Now, as more people take on, the lower the risk it becomes over time, right? So that's what we're looking forward to at the moment. We saw yesterday that the gold market cap is 17.7 trillion at the moment. We're about 3.3, I think it is, at the moment on crypto. So we've got a long way to go, but it could happen very quickly in the next 12 months. I'm very hyper bullish in 2025. Obviously, noting the geopolitical risks that we've got out there, and there are quite a few, but we've got the best possible person coming in, Trump. And his very smart people around him to help manage that and show some leadership using strength rather than weakness, right? So that is the play at the moment. So looking pretty good there. It looks like we've got a super sticker in there, have we? Let's jump in there. We got Peso Dude in the house there, just dropping in. Been a while. Hey, Peso Dude, hope you're doing well there. Big shout out. We've got Wookie in the house as well. Howdy, folks. Hey, Wookie. Hope you're doing good too. The Syndicate Capo. Big shout out to Wookie. And Peso Dude in there with the MTX. I appreciate that. Big shout out here. Have some pesos, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. That's how they say it. I think I've seen it in the movie with the song. Feliz Navidad. All right. Now, we don't have a lot of Latin culture or anything like that in New Zealand, at least. Bear with me with the pronunciations. But we do watch the movies. Feliz Navidad. There we go. Appreciate that, Peso Dude. And Merry Christmas to you. Very cool. Enjoy the Christmas holidays, as we say. All right, let's jump over. Let's go and let's get into it. This is Altcoin Season Index. We can see that we've come back right out of Altcoin Season. A quick dip in there. Very brief visit on the index, and we're now sitting at the middle, 49. So we're really between Bitcoin season and Altcoin season. But of course, this can change very quickly in crypto. So I'm very bullish about us entering into Altcoin season once and for all coming up, and into Christmas, New Year's, and January onwards to March. So very bullish about that. All right, so Ethereum at the moment sitting below the 50-day, unlike Bitcoin, and it has also had a pretty positive little doji there a couple of days ago. Still between over the 200-day moving average in blue. 200-day is at $3,440. The 50-day is at $3,430. and we are currently at 3,300 and showing a bit of indecision here in this candle at the moment, but still feeling very good about Ethereum and altcoin season upon us very, very shortly. And we're going to get those big days where instead of having these down days, we're going to get up days like this here, like that. So we're going to looking forward to these big up days coming up. So, bag some Ethereum while you can. DCA for the win. All right, let's go into it. We're going to get into Pulsechain next. Should we go to Pulsechain next? Let's do that. So Pulsechain day 590. Can you believe it? We're almost up to 600 days. 10 more days of 600 days. 590 days. And look, the charts turn green. Get out of here. The charts turn green the day after. That's what the title of the video is called. Pulsechain the day after. And here we are. We're green on 24 hours. Isn't that cool? And, off the lower base perhaps, but, it's still green. We got Pulse there at quadruple 056. 56% of the mean sacrifice price. Pulsex up 6% at quadruple 0341. 34% of the mean sacrifice price. The buy and burn was the biggest beneficiary yesterday, right? Look at that. 1,159 billion has been bought up and burned. 5.79%. Now, Richard Hart posted about that. $300,000 of Pulsex was burnt yesterday because the burn goes up with volume. Also, farmers and LP providers and stable LPs. Now, that stable LPs, we're presuming that the magic carpet ride is positioned for those stable coins. We've covered that when they launched some months back. Profit on volume, so win-win across the board. These little wins here, very secret. They add up later on. They're more meaningful later on, right? When we're expecting some magic carpet ride times. You saw the video at the beginning. That's kind of an illusion, or not an illusion, alluding to the magic carpet ride to some degree. No middlemen. Software that you download and execute from the comfort of your home. Satoshi's vision wasn't everyone giving their keys to middlemen. It was removing middlemen. Absolutely. That is very, very true. But hey, look, when you got big influencers and you got big centralized platforms, big businesses, it's all about their own profit for themselves. They're still in the same as profit for them. Whereas DeFi, and that's where we live, is profit for yourself. Now, you have a responsibility, but you get the profit yourself. So kind of cool. I like that. All right, so that's kind of cool there from Richards. And of course, let's have a look at Incentive Token, $2.20, up 10.6%. The ratio is still looking pretty strong, 39,341 Pulse. And the supply there sitting at 50.6 million. I don't know when that gets updated, but that's what it's saying at the moment. Hex at the moment, 1.7 cents. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's a massive rebound, up 22%. And we've got EHEX at 0.4 of a penny. Combined price EXPX at 2.1 cents. So not over 3 cents anymore, but over 2 cents. And that's a pretty strong rebound given the fact that got down to 0088. And now it's at 0.17. So, that's over a 2x that you would have got if you managed to pick that up. Now, obviously, there was a lot of issue with the bridge getting congested. We've seen that in other sort of gray swan, black swan events. But, that's where we're at the moment. So really good recovery there. Very good. Very nice. All right. So we also had Richard post out about another post he had today. He posted this out an hour ago. He says, sometimes maximum FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt equals maximum opportunity. And that was the title of the video yesterday that we did when I was collabing with Wookie and with Brennan, was the fact that what a massive epic buying opportunity it was yesterday. And, the charts were going down, but we were saying, this is a non-event for us. Pick up the weekends and get the opportunity. Man, massive gains in there. So congratulations if you managed to do that because Pulsechain's not going anywhere. It's just going up and away. It's full DeFi on the blockchain, right? It's we had Bretep, the dev Bretep, come out yesterday talking about that too. Pulsechain fully DeFi. We got 50,000 validators. The thing's not going anywhere, and it's slowly building momentum, right? So it's kind of cool. Sometimes maximum FUD equals maximum opportunity. Bitcoin dropped 40% from 5K to 3K in 2 weeks, and for a China ban, I did an 8-hour long live stream, and that was it. It was the bottom. The price was 20K 3 months later, and this is the point that I was making yesterday, along with my collab partners there. Don't you wish you bought Bitcoin at a 3K? And of course now it's 95, 96K at the moment. Recently 108K. You got to go with the volatility. So those are some cool posts there from Richard. And a very, very encouraging. Now, what's the volume? The volume on Pulsechain hold on to your seat, but it was 183.3 million right now. Last 24 hours, 183.3 million. And it's insane. And we actually had some net bridge. We actually had more money coming over the bridge with our snapshot. Now, snapshots are taken at different times, just take into account. But we actually had some pretty cool stuff. In fact, I'm going to read out what we had. I posted this in the Discord, Pulsechain Hex Discord. If you haven't joined, the link's in the video description. It is a private Discord, $5 a month, so a cup of coffee. But join up today. If you want to get the Strategy Club, that's $35 a month, and that's multi-chain opportunities, so check that out too. Links in the video description. Now, where was this? We're going to pull this up here. Yeah. So we're having some really good numbers going across there. Now, if you go to Pulse Alerts on X platform, it said, how long was that today? 12 o'clock. So that was earlier today. In fact, what is this time frame? It's sort of weird. That was 12 hours ago, I think it was. So 12 hours ago, and there was a net inflow of $1.3 million, $11.4 million in the bridge, and $10.1 million out of the bridge. Now, that's going to change depending on which time frame you're taking, but that was before it turned in last night. It was actually up 1.3 million. Now, we were discussing that during live stream. We were pretty positive that we were getting some good numbers, but we obviously the bridge had started to open up when we were doing a live stream yesterday, so that was more like what was it, the day, 3/4 of a day ago. So yeah, pretty positive results. So that shows you the strength of this chain. Obviously, we had a little bit of a pullback just after that, but not much actually, and we're holding up pretty well. All right, so that was kind of cool for that. Let's get into the transactions. 556,000 transactions. That's extremely high, right? Normally we're doing 300,000 to 400,000. That's a really good result. Over 500,000 transactions. That's really exciting to see that. And I'm sure one day we're going to get into the millions, and it'll be on a positive footing. So keep a lookout for that. You know, remember Polygon? Remember Polygon used to do like 6 million, I think it was, and then because they had all the bot activity, they got rid of the bots by raising the gas price, and what was it, from 1 Gwei to 30 Gwei, something like that. And then they dampened down the amount of trades down to like 2 million or something. They got rid of about 2/3 of the trades. Interesting little side note there. Anyway, we got some tokens that are operating at the moment. Now, I'm not endorsing these because we get lots of new tokens popping up all the time. 18 hours ago, we got Most Wanted there with Richard Hart's face on it. That's pretty funny. That went up 4,800%, 8,700 liquidity, so very little retail play there. Someone just giving it a go on the chain. You know how it goes. We got Red Pill there as well. That launched 22 hours ago, up 137%. Milady, which has been around for a year, is up 106%. What else we got there? Teddy Bear up 1 year around. It's been around for 1 year, up at 67%. Now, we were very bullish about Teddy Bear yesterday, remember? We posted that. We discussed that as one of our charts that people should look at. So you would have made some mad gains there. Affection, they're up 67%. Prezi, up 65%. So lots of mad gains on Pulsechain. As I said, yesterday, epic buying opportunity. Boy, has that played out. We got PC there, up 65%. BFF, up 63%. G baby there, that's been around for a month only. That's up 62% there. Tropa from James Maria, right? Famous Maria. Maria. Have you heard that song, the opera song? No, it doesn't sound a lot better than when I'm singing it, but check that out. Maria, the song, the opera song, beautiful. In fact, I just almost remember the guy that sings it. There's a very good rendition from that. Just it's in my mind, but I just can't quite get the name out. We got Teddy Bear there, yeah, doing really well. Tropa, obviously. Hex, of course, up 60%. Man, off a low base, of course, after that pullback. Pretty seriously stuff there. What else is looking pretty good there? Everything looking pretty strong after that massive pullback off the low base, right? That's what's rolling around the 24-hour. PDC, the Grays, we covered that, up 53%. We covered a Tropa, Aave up 51%. So everything looking really good on the strong bounce back. Really liking what we're seeing here. You can see across the board, we've got so many bouncing back from their lows, right? So, but in absolute terms, things are looking much better. Let's have a quick look at Hex, for example. It is, we just looked at on the charts, but let's have a look on the screen here. And that was the Hex price. So we came all the way down to, like I say, on, what's this one? Hex die here. Let's go to Hex Pulse. I think we already looked at that one. Hex Pulse. Yeah, let's go to that one there. What happened there? I missed it and ended up on Pepe because it moved. Is that one? Yeah, that's the one I want. So we got all the way down to 87 hundredth of a penny, and on that wick, and we have come way back up here. In fact, yesterday we were doing very strong. We'd come up 122%. Now up 94% on here, so still looking pretty good on the move. What a nice price to get us up at too, 1.7 cents at the moment. And of course, recently we'd been as high as 3.1 cents, so a good little entry there. All right, so that is pretty much that. Now we're going to have a look at a couple of other performers here. We've got let's look at some of our P-die maker theory stuff. We got P-die now at 1.55 cents. So that's up 17% in the last 24 hours. Still down 8% for the last 7 days. X, of course, recovering at 3.3% last hour. Still down 39% for the last week. Gives you some context. And Pulsechain down 30% for the week, but up 2.7% in the last hour. Down 7.8% in the last 24 hours. So still got a lot of ground to recover, but still a pretty strong rebound there from yesterday's gray swan event, let's call it. Wrap Bitcoin is at $888. I know Jake Sharp would like that. $888 there for that one. Down 34% for the week, but up 25% for the day. That's some crazy stuff there. It's done a nice little bounce back. What else? We got the EHEX course down 36%, up 7.5% for this week. Today, sorry, I should say. What else there? Milady is still performing very strong, up 2,600% for the week, but 35% today. So we've got some nice little movements there going on. So just scrolling down there. What was that? Let's see here. What else we got here? RV token. So yeah, they're still down. Nice discount, 30%. So some good opportunities to pick these up. Maker is down $25.80. That recently peaked at $80. It's down 30% for the week. So I reckon that's a nice little pick up there, especially if you're in the Maker DAO theory. These are good times to pick off some of these opportunities. So we'll look through some of these. Compound be a good pickup potentially. That's still actually up 3.7% for the week, so not bad. Down 11% today, so 51 cents for a compound, performing pretty well. Let's jump through some of those. Looking through Curve, of course, down 45%. That could be a really nice pickup on the old Curve if you're in the P maker theory. And let's see what else have we got there. Going through some of those. Yep. And Fame might be a good pickup too. The margin lending, perpetual lending on Pulsechain, down 40% for the week. So that could be a nice little chip. Pick the deer up while it's wounded. That sounds terrible, I know, but that's the opportunity there. All right. So I think that's looking pretty good. Let's jump over to some of the other stuff. It's Pulse Mafia. Pulse Mafia has been delayed. And I know it says 1 day on here, but it's actually been delayed again to the 27th. The reason why is because of the shock on the market yesterday. They want the market to recover because this is going to be the number one GameFi, the number one metaverse on Pulsechain, or the first metaverse on Pulsechain. It's going to be a massive land grab, massive asset creation, and so they want that to be launched when things have calmed down a bit. So we're not expecting this now to the 27th. So if you want to confirm that, it's on the Telegram. Well, you can take my word for it. It's the 27th of the month. So it's still a few days away now. So this has been extended for the third time, or fourth time maybe, but it is now the 27th, which I think is a smart move. I was really hoping they weren't going to launch it in a day's time, and they're not. So that's good news there. Now, if you want to join the number one family on a Mafia, Pulsechain and BNB, you got to join the directorate. That's it. That's a family that I am a part of. I am the consigliere, the number 2 spot in the leadership. There's 3 top spots in the leadership. The Don, of course, big shout out to our Don Archie. The Capodicina, which is Max Payne, does an amazing job with the Telegram and onboarding. So big shout out to him. And all the members of the family of the directorate. So if you want to join the directorate, get in early before the 27th. The land grab is going to be massive. The first metaverse to Pulsechain and BNB. It's going to be pretty epic. So you can join up today. I'm going to post the link to that in the chat there. Join up to the it's free to join. We used to have a membership fee. It's now free. We do strongly encourage you to participate. If you want to get more keys and things like that, we've got a special thing running. You can join us today for that, and start winning straight away out of the gate there with the top family, and get paid really quick. Obviously, we're looking to dominate, and we've got the smartest Don out there, Archie, the Don of Dons, as they say. So join up to the directorate today, and tell them that Sleepman sent you. How about that? Telling the Superman sitting to the directorate. And this is massive, right? Massive game. How massive it's going to be ginormous. We're already in the vault just on Pulsechain alone. We've already got something like, I don't know, the prices have pulled back in Pulsechain, but when Pulsechain recovers, we'll be back over $500,000 again. And if Pulsechain does a 3x from there, it's $1.5 million in the vault pool. And of course, on BNB, there's another vault pool as well, 360K at the moment. But as soon as prices recover, it's going to be up and away there. So still 360K. And with the BNB, probably $500,000 in there right now. And then, of course, you're going to be able to make money on the markets and, of course, on the map. So good times, as we say. We've got a couple other comments here. We've got Jimmy Vision, Jimmy Villain. Man, I was just getting comfortable with Hex creeping up little by little. Always something, my brother. God bless. Yeah. Hey, God bless you too. And Jimmy, Hex was definitely looking like it was about to go to that next level. We're talking about, up to the 5 cent mark. But hey, look, a healthy little correction. Obviously, we could have a very strong parabolic move once we get this altcoin season moving in the next few days or so. So very excited about that. Steve Wright in the house there. Hello, Superman, and what a day! What a day to be today. Sure glad you're on our side, says Steve Wright. I appreciate that, Steve Wright, Santa Barbara. Big shout to you, and exciting. Hope you got your I don't know if you get your Christmas presents ready. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, Steve. I'm sure you're going to be back before that. Very, very cool. We've got Archie, the Don of Dons. Hi, all. Good to see Archie. Big shout out to you. He's got a little bit of additional information on the Mafia map. The Mafia map update was again changed. Most recent projection is late the night of the December the 25th in the US, early 26th in Europe, Asia, and Aussie. Yeah, I saw the recent one is actually the 27th now, Archie, is the date that was on Telegram now. So 27th is the latest, the greatest there. We've got Wookie in the house. Hey, boss. You're talking to Don, the Don Archie, I'm sure. Key devs will be on vacation on 27th, so they bumped it up a bit. Okay, so it is looking like it's going to be 25th, 26th there, a bit earlier there. So thanks for that, Archie. All right, so that looks like it will be the date for the Mafia map launch. Late night on the 25th of December. That's pretty interesting because it's Christmas Day. And early 26th, Europe, Asia, and Aussie, which makes a lot more sense. Boxing Day, people are normally out shopping with the sales, so it's interesting that will happen. So maybe people can get some keys and open up some land. That will be their present opening. They're late in the day. Interesting times. Anyway, let's see how they go. Let's see how they go now. Now we're going to jump over to Titan-X and talk about Stax launching. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Stax, S-T-A-X. So let's bring in that. And let's share the screen on this one. Bam. All right. So now we're swapping chains. We're back to Ethereum with Titan-X. I'm expecting some absolutely amazing stuff with Titan-X coming up. So it's going to be good. Let's go back to the charts though before we do that. We've got Boxing Day sales shopping for Mafia land. Yeah, I like that. That's going to be pretty popular, I'm sure. The first metaverse on Pulsechain. Woo! And a real metaverse, 3D environment. Liking it. So if you like gaming, you like crypto, it's a perfect combination. You can make income and you can build an asset empire, building empire, a bit like Trump Towers or something like that. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's have a look. We're going to come back to the charts and look at the performance of the Titan-X ecosystem. Before we do that, let's go to Titan-X itself. And we can see here on the hourly, we're sitting at 6 zeros, 5,800 on the hourly. You can sort of see the activity. It's been kind of choppy in here. We got all the way up to 6,100. And we've been, we started off yesterday down at 5,500. We're currently kind of in the middle. But more of an uptrend going near higher lows. So if we keep that intact, that's a beautiful thing. Let's jump over to the daily, and we can see that I got my projections here based on Elliott waves 1 to 5, and also using Fibonacci retracements and extensions to give us these values. Now, it doesn't necessarily give us the time frame. I've kind of put it a proxy time frame. That's the horizontal line there, but it does give us an idea potentially where the prices might go to with the Fibonacci extensions, right? So this is kind of where we are at the moment. We're kind of in this pivot turning point, still in the support box, right? This big support box. So that's between 4,800 and 5,900, and we're just below the top of that range at the moment. Now we're not above the 21 moving average, that yellow line, which is the EMA, the exponential moving average, which weights more current prices in the 21-day period. So the last week, for example, gets weighted a lot more. And of course, we're looking to zigzag our way up to wave 3, which is normally the biggest wave, right? Normally the biggest wave. We'll see. Obviously, wave 1 was very, very big. So this wave 3 may be understated. That's the main thing. It is based on a Fibonacci, I think it's a 1.68. So maybe a 3.68 or something that might occur in terms of this move. So this would all be scaled up. Sometimes people also take a different view, a rule of thumb of 60%. Now, 60% will give us a way higher price. Would actually lose a zero, get us to 4 zeros, 1,100. But I've taken that off just to be a bit more conservative, although that is definitely could happen, given that Titanix is a hyperdeflationary ecosystem, and it is just continuing to burn. There's a buy off every day at about 0.3 to 0.5% a day. So this is no joke. When we're talking about hyperdeflationary, yeah, the fundamentals are front running the price movement. Basically, that's what's happening at the moment. But once the price movement catches up, it's going to be pretty much a runaway, and we're looking forward to some exciting things. Now, you can see also I've got Shogun in here. Shogun, of course, is the latest of Jake Sharp's projects. It is running through. We've only got 4 days of auctions left. In fact, we're almost down to 3 days. We've only got a few hours left to go for Shogun, and I think that's going to be a pivotal point. But we've also got a lot of very stellar news coming out for all the projects. So we're going to talk about that. So we've got so many hyper catalysts coming in over this Christmas break. It is crazy. So keep a lookout for that. So at the moment, a very good entry to get into Titanix and the Titanix ecosystem at the moment. Now, let's quickly look at the charts and quickly look through what's performing. So we've got the top performers at the moment. Lotus up 36%, Felix up 32%, Eden up 22%, Stax up 19%. Now, Stax, of course, is the latest one to launch there from the dude, the creator of Element 280 and Element 369. So Stax is the third variation, more modified, more upgraded version, but it doesn't have a tax on it, if I remember rightly. So no tax on that because it's already connected to those first two, right? The Element 281. Element 280 up 18%, so some good movement on this launch. We've got Phoenix up 11%. That was recently launched as well. Scale up 10% there. Morpheus up 9%. Now, Morpheus, of course, has been getting a lot of attention, particularly around the ratio. I see the ratio is at 0.44, so it's pretty similar to yesterday. But a lot of people are excited about where Morpheus is going from Brandon, right? Rags to Riches, another Pulsechain Titanix influencer, and of course a developer, and also moving into auditing as well. So doing some amazing stuff. Now, what's the big catalyst for Morpheus? The centralized exchange, and we're expecting that in the next couple of days. If I'm not mistaken, that is getting exciting. That's huge for the Titanix ecosystem, having its own DEX. Yeah, going to be pretty exciting. Did I say centralized exchange? DEX, I meant to say. So up 10% there. We've got Awesome X there, up 9%. Turbo up 8.5% there. Inferno up almost 6.7%. Flux up 6%. Blaze 5%. Baby Dragon X 4%. Matrix, of course, is another one of the recent ones. So we've got Phoenix, but we've also had Matrix there from Mike Dean. And of course, that takes ETH and Titanix, and of course, particularly bullish for Hyper along with Turbo. So Turbo, they're one of the pillars of Vault, along with the Matrix. They're doing some good stuff for Hyper. ADNX up 2% and Ouroboros up 1.1%. Now, we were expecting Ouroboros potentially to launch at Christmas time, but I'm not so sure that's going to happen. I suspect we're going to have a couple of week launch. The marketing is going to be at least probably up to 2 weeks potentially before that launches, and I think that's a very smart move. You don't want to rush some of these big giant utilities. Remember, Ouroboros is going to be a lending platform. It's also got its own stable coin, and you want that to be launched correctly so you get a lot of attention to it because it's going to be multiple collateral. You're going to be able to collateralize a lot of these other tokens in the Titanix ecosystem. That's going to be a supply sync across the board, and of course the stable coin issuance could be add to the buyer's demand. Now we're going to see whether it adds a lot more buyer's demand than we've seen with liquidity forks. Liquidity forks, in my view, have been very underperforming on the demand side, and you want a stable coin that actually adds a lot of buying value. So still question mark over that. That's why I've been so bullish about PUSD ALGO. Hopefully Jacob will get that up and running in the new year sometime, because it is something I think very much needed, is to have a scalable stablecoin. And if you want to go back to Terra Luna, for example, but obviously take out the human element and the fake collateral element there with Bitcoin stuff, and get it into auto bots, auto bidding bots, then PUSD ALGO is a good option there. Hopefully he gets it up and running. Obviously the sacrifice is still open. You can participate that with the link in the video description if you want to get a 90% bonus. We've got Shogun at the moment, is pretty much flat. Hydra, of course, just coming off its peak minting, is at down 1.7%. So keep a lookout for Hyper and Hydra. They're probably going to do some pretty cool things moving ahead. X28, of course, is also going to do some amazing stuff. X28 is going to be a key catalyst moving forward. So you watch that. The mechanism is going to be pretty amazing. And Shogun there, X28, is down 2.2%. Now, TitanX itself is down 4%. Hyper down 5%. DragonX, of course, is going to be getting a lot of love. It's had a lot of love from a giant influencer on X with 1 million followers. And we're expecting something big from Eric from DragonX with something big for the community. So that's coming up. And, of course, we've got other protocols like Mystery X coming up. So DragonX is going to have a fun future there as well. LegendX down 6%. Tink Farms. Now, Tink Farms, of course, from DragonX founder Eric as well, is currently just under 40 cents at the moment. It's down 7%. Expecting some big things from that. As soon as we start getting some second layer protocols using Tink, that thing's going to be up and away. Volt as well is on discount at the moment. Volt is very much on discount, down 8-9%. So what an awesome pickup for Volt at the moment. And we've got also Matrix. There is down 10.6%. Actually, what did I do? I said something earlier that was not right. What did I say? Something was not right. Mike Dean, something about Mike Dean. So it may have made a mistake there. But Matrix there, that's Mike Dean, down 10.6% at the moment. And Viper, with the upgrade, Viper had Viper Boost yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. So Viper Boost, they're doing very well, up down 11% at the moment on price, but actually fundamentals are going very nicely there. And Helios there, down 11% there. Funny enough, the founder of Stax and Element 280, which is actually performing very well. So I'm sure Helios will get some more love later on. So let's jump over to the latest and greatest. Let's talk about Stax. So Stax has just launched number 30, the 30 project now on TitanX Hub. So TitanX's Hub is its own little coin gecko, own little coin market cap, which is pretty hilarious. And is growing very powerful. I mean, this is amazing. If you've been in TitanX from the beginning, was it the 28th of October last year? This thing is performing like a boss. 30 stacks there, pretty amazing, and looking pretty good. We've got all the links are on the right there. So let's go jump over to that, and we're going to go to Element 280. Now, obviously, this is the third project. So we've got Element 280, then Element 369. Remember, Element 280, it was a huge buying impact on the TitanX ecosystem. Really, really pumped up the prices back, I think it was October. And now we've got Stax. So Stax, you can do minting, and you can mint out different NFTs. And of course, let's have a look here. So you got Common. The cost of Common is 100 million TitanX. These are for smaller people. You want to get alternate smaller amounts. You can do that. You can click the button there and get more. It's got the cost down the bottom if you're going to get more than one. Now we've got Common Amped. So you get a 10 plus amplifier on this one. That's the difference. Obviously, you can do that. The multiplier is 1.2. Common Super. You get is 100 million TitanX plus 20% plus amplifier. So that really boosts the amplifier there. And then this one here, 100 million on that one for cost LFG. And you've got a 1.5 multiplier, 2x multiplier actually. So that's very attractive. People will be really keen on those ones. It's got quite a bit of a booster for your amplifier there. Wow. Then we've got rare NFTs. So we've got common NFTs, then rare NFTs. We've got 1 billion. So we're jumping up 10x here on the cost. 0 amplifier for the rare. A rare amped, you get, what was that? 100, what is that one? 12x. So you get a 10x multiplier, 12x multiplier there. And a rare, you get 1 billion cost, 200%, or 200 million in the amplifier. And it's a 14x there. So you're paying what? 1.2. You also got backing in here, right? So you actually got backing. The backing is 1 billion stacks, so it's almost 1-to-1. This one here is 1-to-1 there. And then we've got this rare LFG, and that's 1 billion, 500 million amplifier, a 1 billion stack backing, and so that means that the NFT's got a billion stacking. So if you destroy the NFT, you're going to get that stacks out of it in return. Multiplies 20x. Woohoo! Man, they're really encouraging to do that. And then you got these legendaries, the third category, legendary NFTs, 10 billion Titan. So for the bigger players out there, and so on, you got the same similar things there. Legendary AMP, legendary Super, and legendary LFG with 100x, 220x, 140x, and 200x multiplier respectively, all backed up with stacks in it. So if you burn the NFT, you get that stacks out, whatever the market price of stacks is at the time. So kind of cool. That is the minting. You just connect your wallet up and you can mint those out. And what else? You got the Stax Hub. So we'll look at this. So this is the first time I've actually looked at this live. I like doing that sometimes. I don't know why, but let's do it live. It makes it really fun for me, I guess. We got the Stax Bank there. We got 200 million in there, so it's kind of cool. So it looks like with Titan X, we've got $116 in there. I'm not sure what that Stax Banks is. Hyper Stacks there. It's got how much in there? 14 billion hyper, $12,000 in there, so that can be staked. So this is obviously the staking element to it. Helios Stacks there, we got the 1.7 billion Titan X and Next Swap 1.7, and Blaze Stacks there. We got the swapping in there. I'm gonna have to go back and read the white paper, but we got the Flux Stacks there, 6.2 billion Titan X in there, and the Eden Stacks there is 6.2. So that seems to be the supported projects. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But user vaults, you obviously got user vault, your NFT rewards. So if you're holding these NFTs with the back stacks in it, you will be earning rewards, right? So at the moment, it looks like there's 13.5 billion X28 in there. Isn't that beautiful? Matched with X28. X28 is the first project to be building on that, isn't it? So $7,800. So that's bullish for X28. This is going to help with arbitrage, no doubt, with the X28 pairs and Shogun and things like that. So it's going to be cool. Distribution available in 14 hours. So they're going to do that 24-hour for the first day, probably move to 7 days after that, is my guess, on cycle 2. What else there? Buy and burn. See what's in here. Now, buy and burn, this was super powerful for Element 280 on the rest of the Titan X ecosystem. So let's look at that. So we've got 1.2 billion elements, $548, and that's in there at the moment. So it's just starting off easy from the looks of it. Because remember, it's Element 280 is what it's paired with, I believe. So that's kind of cool. There's no tax on this one. OpenSea, you can buy and sell them on OpenSea. Kind of cool. And what else there? Docs there as well. So kind of cool. I imagine they're going to get this on the Legend X market because these are already tradable, I think, on Titan Legends. So you imagine they'll probably get on there too. So let's quickly go have a look at the white paper. We've got the stake contracts down the bottom. So if you want all the contracts, those are there. What do we got there? We've got Eden, Flux, Blaze, Helios, Hyper, Titan X, Stax Buy and Burn, Stax Bank, Stax Holder Vault, Stax NFTs, and Stax Tokens. So those are all the contracts down the bottom there. And what was I looking for? I was looking for the docs. There's the docs here. So you go to the bottom there. Let's have a quick look at the docs. Now they've gone through like a newbie looking at it. 28-day phase mint. So on this, the stake cost is 1 Titan X or equivalent USD in ETH. So you can use ETH to go in there, which is really cool. A lot of people are using ETH to go in. It automatically goes and buys Titan X, so it's bullish for Titan X. We've got 1 Stax equals 1 Stax. So 1 Titan X equals 1 Stax. Stax tokens minted are claimable after 48 hours from the mint timestamp. So remember that. So you don't have to actually do the NFTs. You can just mint the Stax tokens and speculate on Stax. And that's claimable 48 hours later, so 2 days. Remember that. Supply, cap supply once mint phase in. So after 28 days, deflationary supply of token burns forever afterwards. So obviously everyone loves that, burning off the token supply after it's done. Buy and sell tax, no taxes. So unlike Element 280 and 369, no taxes there. Why would someone want to mint tokens over an NFT? Everyone will have their own strategies. While some may decide the NFT is a store of value for long-term holdings is a good play, others may not. In short, by only minting tokens and not an NFT, users are more liquid on their positions. However, token holders do not earn rewards. Remember that. So token owners. So you're really speculating on the price there from the rest of the activity that's going on. NFT specs. Let's go quickly look at that. 28-day phase, of course. NFTs immediately available to users for trade. So unlike the token minting, your NFT is available immediately, and you earn staking rewards immediately in Stax. So that's pretty cool. Burn NFT to claim Stax backing option. So you can get the underlying assets, Stax buy if you burn your NFT, but you won't get any of the earnings. Available after full distribution cycle. Capped supply once mint phase ends. Deflationary supplies users burn NFT to claim Stax tokens forever. And of course, we've gone through all these different categories. We went through that earlier. All NFTs can be minted with ETH in the equivalent, so you can use ETH if you want. Note that AMP, Super, and LFG versions have an increased cost with no additional Stax backing, with an increased reward multiplier on earning X28 and have the same cost to reward ratio there. NFT backing, all NFTs are backed by Stax tokens with each tier having their different amount. This adds additional value to NFT as the floor price of the NFT will not go below the market value of the backing, but it could trade above value. To claim these tokens, the NFT must be burned and will no longer earn rewards, so it's a trade-off there. Why would someone want to mint an NFT over tokens? By minting an NFT, a user will earn X28 from payout rewards, and that's really cool, right? X28 is going to do some magic things. You watch that. Once again, why minting and there's only about 10% liquid supply of X28, and it's probably after Shogun closes, it's probably going to ratchet up with the second layer protocols and R being there. Rewards every 9 days, so it's pretty cool. It could be pretty popular. This means the user not only uses the NFT as a store of value for the Stax tokens that back the NFT, but also has the ability to increase their holdings of X28 token rewards. I think that's going to be could be pretty lucrative there. What else we got there? Let's go to reward pool. Actually, go to Titanx distribution. So obviously we've got the LP pool is Element X28 LP. 50 billion Titanx converted to X28. 50 billion market buys Element and adds the funds. And then the other trading pair is Stax Element LP. So that's really cool. What else are we going to say about that? After that, 100% goes to buy X system tokens. So 28 days of this, right? And they're going to be buying Titanx. 0%, Hyper 30% of the allocation. So think of this like an investment index. That's kind of the way it runs. Hyper is 30%, and we've got Helios is 10%. I think the Hyper is a good move. We're seeing a lot of projects built on Hyper, and generally, I think the max minting's out. Helios is 10%, Flux is 20%, Blaze is 20%, Eden is 20%, and it's got question mark over Ouroboros and a new X28 protocol. Now, I'm guessing that they may participate in Shogun, but moving to Ouroboros is pretty cool. Let's see what else. Let's see where they end up. Be pretty neat to see that. I think moving into Shogun would be very good to add that percentage to it. Reward pool. The reward pool gets filled with Titanx and X28 from staking payouts. All Titanx not getting compounded are converted to X28 and are distributed as follows. So that what a cool move. Very good strategy. Auto compound Titanx and X28 used to market buy X system tokens and stake. Buy and burn X28 used to buy and burn Stax. So you've got to buy and burn in there, and you've got basically an investment strategy, haven't you? And some of the better tokens. So if you believe it on those, then that's a good idea. NFT holders, X28 sent to NFT holders. Like I said, there's only 10% liquid. This X28 setup very clever, and it's about to, I think, after Shogun launch finishes in 3 days' time, it's about to go, about to be lifted up. Let's say that much. Diamond Hand Pool pays out 8% of the balance at the next cycle distribution. An NFT has been burned in the previous cycle. When global NFT supply falls below 12,000 multiplier points, 100% of the pool is paid out to the remaining holders. That's pretty interesting, actually. Let's keep an eye out on that. Genesis, no expectations. What else we got there? So during mint phase, the first of 1 to 28 days, 80% buy and burn, 10% NFT holders, and 2% diamond hands. For rewards sliding scale, day 29 to day 299, 80 to 120% there, auto compounded, 0 to 60% buy and burn, 10% NFT holders. I guess they ramped that up. And then diamond hands 2%. Forever after day 300, 20% auto compounded, 6% buy and burn, 10% NFT holders, and 2% diamond hands on the reward pool. So it's kind of cool. You can get into all the details about that. Very important before you participate to read the rest of these tokenomics. Buy and burn, taken away there. Use X28 to buy Element. Incentive fee and Element sent to the user. Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Use the Element to buy Stack and burn 100% of it. So very bullish. I like that. All right, so that is pretty much it for that. That is Stax, and we looked at the price. Did we look at that? Yeah, so look at the chart. This is the Element 280 chart. Let's go to the 1 hour chart there. Bam. there's the one. Let's go 15 minutes because we've got need more data. There we are, 15-minute chart. So had a big pump up there, got up to 6 zeros, 8,500. Now 6 zeros, 6,130. Looking at the ratio to elements, it got all the way up to 1.66. So one stack equals 1.66 element. Currently worth 1.22 element, 280 on that one. What else? Let's see. So that is element 280. Big shout out to the dude for launching that. Let's see if we've got any more comments in the chat. We've got Brian in the house, our community lead. Big shout out to Brian. What's up, folks? We got Sandy Beach is back. Hey, Sandy. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Popping in to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Sandy. And it's wonderful to see you back in the chat. And hopefully your recovery has gone extremely well. Yeah, God bless you there, Sandy. Big shout out. All right, let's get into it. So that is the big one launched today. What impact will it have more broadly to the ecosystem? It's going to be fun to see. And the reward pool looking pretty good there. A very smart move to move to X28. Is it the second project? So we had Shogun on X28. It's the third one, isn't it? Because we've had Shogun, we've had Titan Farms, and now we've got Stax on X28. So Stax is the omni-chain version of Titan-X. It is featured different though from Titan-X because it does the Titan-X that goes into X28, 50% gets burned, and the other 50% is used to buy and burn X28. So it is pretty cool. There's only 10% in liquid supply too, which is pretty crazy. Let's go have a look at that actually while we're here, because we haven't really looked at X28 that much yet. It is going to be a key lever, which I think is going to be really ramped up in about 3 days' time. Let's see where we are at on the moment on X28. This is where you transform your Titan-X into X28. We've got 922 billion X28, not even a trillion. Is that crazy? Oh my goodness. I said 10%. It's even lower than that at the moment. 6.98% liquid. Oh, Jake Sharp. What a funny guy. No wonder he keeps laughing on his live streams. That's some crazy stuff right there. And this could be ramped up even more. That's crazy here. So I can't stop laughing. That is pretty hilarious. And of course, the buy and burn ticking away there with 4 trillion Titan-X in it. Oh my God. This is going to be crazy. All right. Good stuff ahead. And second layer protocols jumping on the X28. And then, of course, after it starts dominating on the chain. Now, Jake Sharp's talked about 30,000 years. I don't know whether he's going to wait for that. That's a long way off, I think. You need really good attention and marketing and other stuff to jump that fast, that quickly. But, it's possible. We could get that catalyst in the future. But I suspect we're going to launch well before that mark, right? We're sitting, just below 20,000 on Titan-X. So I think, once we get some momentum, once we get some establishment on for the X28 on the Ethereum chain, then I think, and you got to build up some good projects, maybe marketing alliances on some of the other changes, then I think we can go multi-chain. It's going to come in 2025, but we need to set up those things to make that. And it really could be on omni-chain, the first truly omni-chain ecosystem, right? Zen is a terrible form of doing it. Zen is a really bad way of doing it. Yeah, you get the presence and you get the users, but it's been pretty bad. X1 is the end game for Zen, whereas X28 is really probably going to be the first truly omni-chain project. It's going to be pretty impressive to see it play out. It's done the right way. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's jump into some of the other cool stuff there. Titan-X ecosystem. This is burning through, man, the supply. Look at this. So we're down to 47.89%. So fundamentals are front running the price charts at the moment. And here we are at 107.3 trillion Titan-X here at the moment. We saw that we had less than 1 trillion X28, which they're one for one. And then we've got the liquid here sitting at 66.14. That's gone down probably about 400 or 500 billion over the last 3 days or something like that. So we are getting this burn off. It is happening, and it's actually probably starting to accelerate, especially with projects, more projects launching like Stax and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see that. All right, so that is Titan-X. Let's jump over to Shogun. Now, obviously, X28, Titan-X, and Shogun are Jake Sharp's project. He's the founder of this ecosystem. and here we are looking at the auction today. This is day 25 of 28. So including today, we've got 4 auctions. In 5 hours' time, we'll have 3 auctions left. And I'm expecting FOMO. Let's see what we've got at the moment. We've got a yield at 62%. That's not as important unless you're trying to recycle, but then you're playing a bit of Russian roulette with what the next auction is going to be like, what the price of Shogun's going to be worth versus Titanx and X28. But at the moment, we've got a very strong number, and compared to what we've had the last 3 or 4 days, we've got 580 billion in here already. So this is definitely looking like a stronger day. I think 2 days ago was the all-time low. Yesterday was the second lowest day, if I remember rightly. So I think today's going to be a much higher day. So we are getting what we expected. So we'll keep a lookout. Will we get to 900 billion? We will see. We'll see how we've still got 5 hours to go. Maybe when we get 2-3 hours out, we can see whether we'll hit that 900 billion. And, with an outside chance of $1 trillion today, I would say. That's a very good number, though, at the moment. So that's kind of cool. Let's look at the stats. 1.2 billion Shogun in existence. We've only got 400 billion more tokens to come out. Obviously, some people haven't claimed. I think it's around about 200 billion. Only 4 days of new supply, and then it's game over, right? Deflation from there. In fact, I think it's going to be pretty strong hyper deflation. It's going to be pretty crazy. We've got a few other comments there to Sandy. Let's play out those. Hey, Sandy. Merry Christmas to you, Sandy, and a big thanks from Sandy there as well. So nice words there in the chat. All right, so we've got liquid at 170. Now you guys know I take snapshots, so let's have a look at the snapshot I took yesterday. So we were sitting at 1,182 million Shogun. We're now at 1,216. Now we had was it 3 days ago? We had number one whale mint out 111 million. So that's changed. Normally we were deflating in the liquid every day as well, but that changed the dynamics there a little bit at the moment. But I think it's going to be pretty short-lived. Liquidity yesterday was 173. We're down at 170. War chest was 501 million yesterday, so over half $1 trillion. Massive amount of supply. 24.13% was in the war chest yesterday. This is about 19 hours ago, and now we've got it at 521 almost in the war chest. So we've gone from 24.13% in the war chest to 24.39%, looking really good. And remember, once we get to day 29, the war chest perpetual auction start, and we get 8% of this goes in there, right? So we're probably going to have over 40 million in the auctions, maybe 45 even million in the auctions after these 100 million day. But it's going to be recycled Shogun. It's not new Shogun, right? So at the moment we've still got new Shogun coming out, and we're going to buy and burn. Is that it was yesterday was at 187.5 billion. Half million. And now we're at 195 million. So that's up real nice, and we've still got 5 hours to go in the day. So kind of cool. War tax was 31.7, and we're now at 30, almost 33. So that's going up very strong as well. So 8.37% has now gone down to war tax is what did I say? War tax was 1.53, now at 1.54. War chest, gone up there. The buy and burn was 9.03% yesterday, is now 9.13%. So we've got more inflation coming, like people are claiming from yesterday's auction, but the burn numbers are going up, and the liquid numbers, while they were a couple of days ago going down, they are pretty, what are we at the moment? 56.96. We have 56.94. So we're only just ahead of yesterday at the moment, but we've still got 5 hours to go. So let's see where that number goes. It's going to be fun. Now, the other thing, of course, we're looking at is the Shogun LP. Very important. Now, with obviously Titanx down low at the moment, this has got huge upside. At the moment, we're doing, by my counts, over $500,000 at the moment. Typically, we were doing between 6 and 800 million last couple of days. So we're at 521 on the lower end. This may very well be the low end there. And of course, as we get closer to the end of the inflation, we could see a lot more LP pairs set up as well. And by my count, we've got 25 plus or minus a couple. I've only got 17 on this list that the screen is showing. So yeah, look at that. So we've got about 900K in the top two, Shogun, X28, and Titanx. We've got 107,000 on Inferno there, and almost 100 grand there in Dragon X. Shogun. But the LP is what's key. We've got about 645 in the X28 pair and 141 in Shogun pair at the moment. So we're going to keep an eye out on those over the next 4 days. And then after that, day 29, that's when it's really going to be interesting to see X28 start ratcheting up there with the arbitrage. It's going to be pretty important. Remember, Shogun is tied to X28 there as the number one pair. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the other thing is, of course, as soon as Titan starts to rally, we can see it's up 2% at the moment. Those volumes are going to go up, right? So those volumes are going to go up. So if we get a run on Titan as we're expecting, these volumes are going to go up massively. So we've got 500,000 now. We expect $1 million, $2 million. So keep a lookout for that. That's going to make Shogun burn even faster. Very big time. So we're still assuming around about 60% bot activity. And remember, all the volume there is getting taxed at 8%. So there's a buy tax, sell tax, and transfer tax. Remember that don't transfer your Shogun without your intent, without being intentional, because you're going to get charged 8%. So remember that. So be careful out there. Easy trap to fall into. Maybe you think, I'm going to move it over to that wallet. Well, it's going to cost you 8%. Don't do that if you can help it, right? Obviously up to you, but that is very important. All right, so that is what's happening there with Shogun looking like a boss. And we've got some major fundamentals in there. I'm excited about where this is going to go over the next couple of days. So day 25, we're going to close in 5 hours. And we've got how many? We've got 3 days after that. And then game on with X28 arbitrage. It's going to be fun. And, of course, the buy and burn ticking away there as well. And those bot activities and the taxes, and then the LP sunking, and then X28 ramping up, and all the projects on X28, and then all the other bullishness that's happening. This thing is about to go, I think, have its next run, that wave 3 that we're talking about. Kind of cool. So those are the tokens there. That's the official contract for Stax there, ends in B96. So that is kind of cool. I'm going to post a link to that if you guys want to check out Stax just before we do. I was supposed to post that earlier, but I forgot. So that is Stax. Big shout out to the dude there. Another great project launching. Bam. There it is. Bam. So leave a comment, repost it, and check out. Do your due diligence. Not financial advice, of course, but excited to where that is going to go. Now, I want to get into Jake Sharp stuff quickly. So let's have a quick look at his comments on the ecosystem to wrap that up. Remember, we're not expecting X1 from Jack Levin until Q1 next year. So that's something we'll be talking about in the new year. While you enjoy your time with family, Titan X Christmas, Titan X machines continue working for you. Yeah, there are so many smart contracts and bots working on the Titan X ecosystem. It is crazy. So kind of cool. So he's pretty excited about where things are going to. There is a build on Titan X episode 2, 7 hours ago. I haven't watched that, so I haven't bought any updates from that today. But definitely checked it out. So yeah, Titan X is DeFi 3.0 pretty much. So get on that one. Yeah, 3 days left. It's going to be fun. All right, so I think that's a good place to wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bam, bam, bam. I think that was it, I was going to say. Who else is in here? We got Wookie says PDC up 37% today, as Wookie predicted. Nice one there, Wookie. And who else has jumped in there? Excavator. Nice Sandy Beach, yeah. Sandy Beach has got a lot of fans in the Pulsechain community, and we wish her well as always. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Christmas season is upon us. Hope you got those presents ready, and most importantly is family, right? Family and friends, showing that love and spending time with people this time of the year. That is the most important thing. And of course, if you're a Christian, we've got obviously the celebration of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, coming up on the 25th, which is pretty exciting. So excited about that for the billions of Christians around the world. It's going to be a great day to celebrate that day. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you again. What day is today? Tuesday. I might actually stream it again tomorrow. And of course, maybe, I don't know if I'll do a Christmas Day stream, but definitely maybe a Christmas Eve one. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody. And a special thanks to Peso Dude for the super sticker there. And yeah, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. All right. Rug the channel. All right. Bye. See you guys. Take care. Catch you tomorrow.